Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, it is the month of January, and everyone is always wondering what is 2024 going to be about. And I did give you a little dissertation within my January predictions, but let me give you a little recap of some of the important events that I think you need to be mentally prepared for 2024. Now, I did do my predictions. Yes, I was very proud of that presentation. It was scheduled for 3 hours and it went for 6 hours. That's how much information was in the prediction talk. So if that interests you, if anything I'm saying interests you, check it out. You can buy it. It's discounted after the event. So go to galacticcenter.org and look at my 2024 6-hour prediction. If you haven't already gotten it, check it out. But I'm here to give you a little recap of some important things. I went over 25 countries. I went over presidents, world leaders. I went over looking at the Pope. I looked at all sorts of things that can be determining what this year is going to be about. And really, January and February is going to be monumental. Why? Because all these planets are congregated in the sign of Sagittarius. And that is the sign of finding the truth, of justice, righteousness. And that's what's going on. For the first few months of the year, we've got two presidents, one former, one current president, that are throwing lawsuits at each other like crazy, trying to take each other out and put them in prison. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard. How does this happen? But that's what we're looking at. And they're going to be slinging the mud at each other for these first few months of this year. It's going to be intense. So that's what I see going on January. Because why? We have Mars, Mercury, Sun, all in Sagittarius. And Mars is doing a mutual sign exchange with Jupiter. Well, Jupiter aspects all these planets by its trinal aspect, meaning this is a fun-filled, event-filled next 2 months while Mars is in Sagittarius, bringing out truth, justice, all of the things dealing with legal battles. That's on the forefront. Then we move into around April. We've got that Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, which is monumental, and eclipses. Talk about big change. This is the Great Awakening. People are going to change their whole level of awareness. Now, it's probably not going to happen overnight like I'm depicting, but it will happen, and this is the start. Spirituality, the way we see our world, it is transforming with this conjunction. I made reference to a chart where we put the man on the moon in 1969 in August. Jupiter and Uranus were exactly conjunct. They were in Virgo. Doesn't matter. That conjunction means new invention, new possibilities, a new beginning, invention. That's what's happening with this. And not only that, this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction being in Aries means a brand new beginning. Even the nakshatra they're in means a beginning, but can also deal with fighting, arguments, war, because they will be in Kritika, which is, the symbol is a sword, fighting back. All right, so after we come to that, then we come to May, and May has Jupiter rolling into the sign of Taurus. Taurus is a sign of money, and looking at the stock market chart, I thought, this has to be the year the stock market goes down, but no, it's going to be up and down still, a roller coaster ride of extremes, of highs and lows. The stock market's not going to go down anytime soon, especially with Jupiter being in Taurus. And it's going to come together with Uranus in Taurus. Now, what could that mean? Now, I'm also looking at the possibility. It's really a strong one. When Jupiter's in Taurus and Saturn is still in Aquarius, they're in a square. But one time when they were in these positions, let me remind you, this was the 1906 earthquake in San Francisco. I'm predicting a California earthquake as well. So that's another little tidbit I'm going to throw your way. One of the many, many things that I predicted from this class. And I give the times, which are going to probably be around July or August. That's when these planets align, most identical to that San Francisco big hit that happened, I believe it was 1906. I have all the charts in there. Okay, another biggie, and this is the biggie, biggie, biggie. Something huge is going to happen in October. Monumental, that's going to change the elections. It's not going to be what we think. Something big is due to happen. And I base all of this on the United States chart. It's going to be triggered in the most unusual way. I was actually shocked when I saw it. Shocked. Do you think we're really going to have a new president by November of 2024? No matter what they say, we don't. December, there will be an outright fight and blast that could divide the United States up. I think it's like a civil war. And you know, the last time that Neptune was transiting in the sign that it is now, there was a civil war. Yes. Furthermore, I talk about the eclipses. Do you realize that there's a solar eclipse in April, that it's eclipse path, which means where the eclipse is most visible on planet Earth, goes right through Mexico, up through Texas, through the center of the United States. And then we have another eclipse, and the eclipse path that happens in October goes right through Texas and makes an X in Texas and through the United States going to the Northwest. The United States is split. And I don't know if it starts in Texas. I think what we're seeing is that X is the border that's representing all of the calamity. And yes, there's going to be terrorist attacks in the United States in 2024. I give the times and the reasons. And last but not least, this is just a really brief recap. I thought you might want to know. In December, when Mars stations to go retrograde, it's going to be at a degree point that is unmistakable, connects to so many different countries. It was astounding. So other countries are going to be tied into this. Mars is the planet of war and violence and anger, and something big is going to be triggered. I have to say, December is the time after the elections. It's got to be all relative. Then going back into 2025, I've got even more. Whoever is president must be really careful. I'm not going to say who I predicted, because you know what? It's going to go back and forth. It is so tight, these elections. I don't even know if we're going to have a president from it. But around March through May of 2025, we have got some astounding configurations that are very similar to 1968, when we had assassination after assassination. Martin Luther King Jr. as well as Robert Kennedy. And then I even give a little glimpse at the following 4 years election that's coming. But that's enough for now. I think I've given you enough over the recap. Check out my 6-hour dissertation on all of this. You'll love it. And go to galacticcenter.org and you can purchase that and have it forever. Furthermore, I'm going to be starting my university. This starts the end of January, early February. Semester 1 begins. And I am going to raise the price. So now's the time to get in on the current price because it's going up. And I have so many new things that I'm going to be teaching this year, with working with the economy, working with so many new things on how to read a chart, divisional charts, everything. It's going to be an incredible year for astrology. So if you're interested at all, check out my university. Go to universityofvedicastrology.com and become one of my students. I would love to have you as part of our community. And don't forget Patreon. If you join my Patreon, you get to be part of my live class every week of shooting stars, which helps us stay on track spiritually, as well as my magazine, Joni Patry's Astrology Insights. You'll get that free. Plus you can get one of my books. You can order one of my books and you get discounts on so many things that I'm offering. It is so worth it. Go to my Patreon page, Joni Patry. There's actually a link down below in the written content if you want to go straight to it. So with that, Happy New Year. And remember, together we can make the world a better place, especially with all the classes and communities that I'm forming so that we can stay together and not be sucked into all the craziness and the negativity. Because remember, your world is your world and it doesn't have to be part of the chaos that's out there. And let's stick together and we'll have a better world, a better life. And I look forward to seeing you as my student. Thank you.